Got it.
Welcome around the herd. We're back. Episode I don't know, six, maybe? Six? I think that might be six.
Six sounds right.
We're going to the moon, dude. We've gotten a lot of interactions this week. I won't say it fully might be because I posted more this week.
We got keyboard warriors in our comment section fighting for
Yeah,
us.
we got
Yeah, I
fights
love the
going on
comment section
Instagram.
getting rowdy.
That's what it's all about, really.
Yeah, we should let our listeners know that they can message us any questions or discussions in the comment section, and we'll answer.
We'll address them.
We'll address
Yeah.
them.
And if you ask us a comment, please call us liberals or keyboard warriors before you address us. But we got some great views from last week's Eppies. We got one with 3,500 views on Instagram, one with
Whoa,
1,100, two with 1,100. We're
Let's
doing
go.
numbies. That's on Instagram, and then Twitter. Twitter's always just like 300.
Twitter's
You know what? Or not
Fucking
Twitter,
Elon.
TikTok. TikTok, sorry.
Oh.
TikTok, like 289, 233, 300, 329, 369, where it's always there. We gotta break the hump. Someday we're gonna get
We'll get there. You gotta throw
there.
some
But I don't know
hashtags
why anyone would watch.
on the TikTok.
Yeah, I throw hashtags on them all.
Yeah,
so much
that's
fun.
the move. That's the move. You getting five.
I'm addicted to the numbies.
So
All right,
fun.
let's get into it. Anyone got anything they want to get off their chest before we get started?
No, I'll save it.
All right, let's
Yeah,
save it.
I'm ready to talk some ball.
Let's start with the beautiful college football slate we had. One, I'll address it. I watched more football than I thought I was going to on Saturday. I flipped on the car ride home from apple picking the Florida State Clemson game, and then I watched the Ohio State Notre Dame game like second half, which was more than I thought.
Great game.
Let's start with Clemson Florida State. Ski, I'll let you eat first.
Florida State's mid. I had Keon Coleman 2 touchdowns, whatever. Game winner. That was sick. I'm
Nice.
still a big fan of him. Jordan Travis is so overrated. Heisman's dead. I mean, Clemson's still terrible too. I forget who they play this week, but they have a tough matchup. It was kind of like a mid-off a little bit. It wasn't great football. It was entertaining though.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out on Florida State, by the way. They might be like they're bad.
I
And I've never been more out on
game.
Clemson.
It was entertaining to watch, but yeah, I agree. Florida State is not that good, but their schedule is so easy. I don't really know if they're gonna lose a game before the ACC championship game, but like Clemson is still you gotta respect the win on the road, but Florida State does not come back in that game without that like strip sack for a touchdown.
And a missed
They
field
couldn't
goal.
score on offense. They couldn't move the ball. I don't like Jordan Travis. Keon Coleman's the boy, but
No, I don't like Travis anymore. He looked good week
My
one.
take
I'm off.
my takeaway from this game is it's the ACC from last year. It's just so mid. Florida
Yeah,
State's gonna
a bunch of flash.
yeah, and I'm gonna hate it because Florida State's gonna be in the playoff conversation when most people who are just like with the eye test are being like, are they a top 4 team in the country? Probably not, but they have some wins. The win versus LSU, the win versus Clemson on the road.
yeah,
They got it. I think I just pulled up their schedule. They got Duke at home in 3 weeks. That's a win for them. They got Miami, Florida at home.
Whoa. They're gonna be Duke?
They're gonna beat Duke at home.
in Tallahassee.
Yeah, probably.
And
I'm a
then
big fan of Duke.
they got Miami, Florida at home. That'll be a tough game. And then they're at Florida in the last week. I think the Gators take that one. I don't think we're gonna have an ACC team in the college football playoff.
We'll
And I
see.
love that.
It's probably the easiest schedule
Should've been
for
Notre Dame.
top like 5 teams besides Georgia.
Well, Notre Dame's not in the ACC. Let's get to that. Should we get to that?
No.
Any more
Let's do
comments on
that? Yeah, Florida State beat LSU, and we thought that was a great win. And then LSU is like,
Yep.
they like barely won this week against Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah.
So who
JJ
knows?
Jefferson's shout out him though. He's sick.
He is sick.
Forgot he's still there.
Did you guys see the thing on Twitter about the SEC starting quarterbacks like setting out?
Amazing.
So funny. KJ Jefferson's in it. And he's like, let me suck them titties after we get this dub.
It's a good win. That's what we need from our quarterback.
It's wild.
He's confident.
Anyone? I mean, we can go to the biggest game from the weekend next. Illinois beat Florida Atlantic University.
It was
Uh,
a sweat there for a bit, but we took.
I
care
don't
of
know.
it.
I don't know
Never
what I don't know what Zach's talking about. I never sweat about that game. Illinois took care of business as they always do. 23-17. It was 23-17, but it felt more like a 35-0.
Yeah.
It's weird how that works. Just don't ask questions, but it felt like that.
The Ilmas, we're back. We're back on track. Watch out, Big Ten West.
All right, we can move to a better game.
Well,
Miss
I don't. What do you want to go? Which one do you want? Ole Miss, Alabama.
Yeah.
Ole Miss gave me hope for like a quarter.
Yeah, they were close. They hung around in the first half.
Bama took care of biz. I truly think Milrose gonna be great by the end of the season.
I agree. I
I think he's gonna be really good, and they're a playoff team.
Did we not? Isn't this what we said last week? Dworsky was like him getting benched, but then becoming the starter.
He's
gives him
better.
all the confidence he needs. Yeah,
That
he's
got
better now.
some. That did some
I
decent
believe-
numbies. That clip.
Because it was a good fucking take, dude.
It was a great take.
Pardon my take.
I believe in Bama. You can't bet against Saban. Like they're gonna
Yeah.
play defense, and Milrose. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball a little bit.
What's their schedule look like? Do they no way they play Georgia?
Nah, they don't play.
They
Georgia.
it would be in the SEC championship. They're
Right.
not opposite side of the
I was
division.
gonna say I remember them playing.
They have
play-
Tennessee,
play
LSU, yeah, but they're both home in Bama.
Yeah,
Um,
so
It's interesting. Bama's gonna be good. I don't know. They don't impress me. And my takeaway is when we make takes on here, if they're way off, it's better for views. Our takes about the Bears and the Cardinals games were completely reverse. We were all like, "Oh my god, the Cowboys!" Well, not all. Julio had the Cardinals. We were all like, "Oh my god, the Cowboys are going to win by 40," and then we said, "Bears money line. This is the game they bounce back." It was reverse. So we were almost so wrong. We were right, and that did numbies.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with just throwing out some bad takes and having people start fading us.
it's what it's all
It's
about.
amazing. Literally. You want to do Washington State, Oregon State? I didn't watch a second. I heard Cam Ward look sick from our friend Pappas.
Let Dworsky. Dworsky. I feel
I honestly I only watched the first half, and Cam Ward I think was like 18 for 20 for 4 touchdowns and like 200 something yards in the first half. He's a beast. Watch out for the Heisman. But
Whoa.
Oregon State, Ugalele still mid, dude. Mid. They
Well,
came
that
back a
was
little bit and
3-point
made it kind of close, but like
I didn't
dude,
even realize.
Washington State, Washington's gonna be a treat. Oregon
Oh my
State,
God.
Oregon's gonna be a treat. The USC, UCLA is gonna be a treat. The Pac-12 rivalries this year, like I'm very excited for that.
It's gonna be nuts.
Very excited. Rivalry
yeah,
week's gonna be crazy.
Washington State, they really impressed. It was awesome. Cam Ward, that's my dark horse Heisman. Like if they
100%.
upset some of these big Pac-12 teams, he's electric. Like
100%.
absolutely electric. 400 yards and 4 touchdowns
Mhm.
against. I think Oregon State had like a top 5 defense in the country before the game. Nuts.
Yeah, dude, Washington State's low-key they're a really well-run program. Like the Bears should take notes.
Their coach is awesome. I think he came from Wisconsin Whitewater. So random.
Oh,
No
they
way.
won Wisconsin.
They dominated for a bit though.
Yeah, Wisconsin Whitewater always is so good.
They
Yeah,
dominated.
they are. And he wanted the Wisconsin job. So when they played Wisconsin in the home and home, they beat him like the past 2 years, right? And yeah, that was like the story during it because he wanted to be a Wisconsin coach, but he got this Wazoo job and he beat Wisconsin twice. Like they beat Wisconsin like a couple weeks ago, and I just thought Wisconsin were frauds, but this Washington State team is legit.
Yeah, no, they're good. Dude, we
we got
to shout out Arizona State.
All right, do your thing, King.
They battled. It was till 2 a.m. and they battled. That's all I'm saying. Their coach is 33. Their coach is next up. Their coach is 33 years old and has like 10 years of experience. He was running crazy trick plays. The running back had like 40 passing yards, 40 rushing yards, 60 receiving yards, and he punted one time. It's crazy. He's a dog. Cam
Like that punt
Scabetta,
stat.
remember the name. He's like an 8th-year senior, but whatever. Arizona State, dark horse.
Pac-12 is
All right,
sick.
Kenny
let's
Dillingham,
do
remember the name.
let's
One
do
more
three more
Pac-12.
games here. Let's do number 19 Colorado on the road for number 10 Oregon. My takeaway is that video Oregon posted this morning was super sick.
It was so awesome. I watched it so early in the morning, and it just made me like jumpstart my day.
So sick. So sick. The coach said, like, Shiloh being like, I'll beat your ass and I'll beat your coach's ass. And the coach saying to he's like, he's not even worth it. Don't even talk to him. Like, to his Oregon guys. That was the sickest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it
In
made,
my
it
life.
made
Because Oregon didn't say shit, dude. Kind of makes me
Yeah.
hate
talk with
the
their
Buffs a
pad.
little bit.
Yeah,
that's
Colorado.
That's what Colorado is. It was not a good.
I don't know. I don't know if that was. It was not a good look for them. That's not how Colorado was like. I don't know. I feel like they weren't doing that in the TCU game. They definitely needed like to get sat back
Gotcha.
down and be like, there's other good college football teams here. Like I think Colorado's better when they're like someone says some shit about them and they can like let their play talk and then talk.
Yeah.
I don't think they're good enough to like come in and start talking shit yet.
That was an A1 take. I
But
completely
that's
agree.
kind of how Dion is. Like he'll talk before he even does anything.
Dion doesn't really start stuff.
But his team follows his like the way he is.
Yeah, I guess he's like could give that off, but I feel like Dion's not like the first to be like, "Oh my God, Dan Lanning, you're a piece of shit." Dion would be like, "This is a good team," and then after they win, he'd be like, "I told y'all."
Yeah, but I think he just like lets his players do whatever they want before the game.
Yeah, if it fires him up, it fires him up. It didn't work.
I'm not out on Colorado. I like them. I think they can battle next week.
Agreed.
With USC, so
I think it'll be way closer. I think they'll cover against USC.
I agree.
Especially
into that
considering Arizona State played them like a 2-score game.
Exactly. It'll be a better matchup.
Definitely. Let's talk quickly. Penn State housed Iowa, another ranked game, the night game. Iowa had like 51 yards of offense. I mean, this is, again, the biggest form of nepotism ever in the workforce's history.
Mhm.
Ferentz's son needs to go. I mean, what are we doing? Iowa should be like, they should, in this stretch where the Big Ten West has been so bad, Iowa should have been like a perennial team in the Big Ten championship game in the West to then get ran over by Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, whoever came
Maybe
out of the Big
1
Ten
year
East.
upset them, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
But their defense has been so good, and their offense has been that bad,
Unbelievably bad. Yeah,
like historically.
historic.
And they have a great offensive line every year and a great set of tight ends. They have Cade McNamara is like a decent college quarterback.
Yeah, he's
and
like not
they
that
still
bad.
just suck. Just run it between the tackles every play, and they probably get 4 yards of play.
It's gotta 100% be the coaching.
It's so bad.
Done.
I think you got to give credit to Penn State, though. I mean, Penn State, that was a statement win. I think they're really good.
My biggest takeaway is that Penn State used their whiteout game for Iowa in September, and they're playing Michigan in November. Like,
Yeah,
I can't. That doesn't make any sense to me. But
I will say maybe like the fans are going to be hyped up for the Michigan game no matter what. So if you use this for the Iowa game, fans can still get hyped up. I don't know. It's an argument. We can move forward. The biggest takeaway from that game is Illinois definitely has a shot at the Big Ten West. Ohio State, Notre Dame, hell of a game. Julio, go off, King.
I mean, this Ohio State team is different. Ryan Day bitched out Lou Holtz. I mean, a lot of people didn't like it, but I thought it was awesome. Ryan Day's been getting a lot of shit. Like, he's been getting shit on, a lot of criticism his entire career, and he's had probably the best resume in college football behind Kirby Smart for the past 5 years. So I get it. He needs to get a little frisky, but you like to see a coach with a killer instinct. I mean, the ball's on Kyle McCord to take it down 2 minutes. This is your fourth start ever on the road, biggest game of the college football year. Didn't blink. I mean, he did almost throw a pick, but doesn't matter. DBs can't catch. Like that 30-19 C to Emeka Egbuka. I mean, the team just won. Like, they gritted out a win. I did not expect it to be that close, and they gritted it out. And I think that makes them seem even better than before. That they can win ugly.
Absolutely. Dorsey, you want to go?
Yeah, I mean this game, watched every second. Like put my absolute all into this. Kept live betting Notre Dame. Had Notre Dame before the game. Was all over it. Was just all over everything, and I was so confident in Notre Dame. I truly think they were the better team. I still think McCord is mid, and fuck Ryan Day, dude. Calling out a 90-year-old man, classless. Fuck that. But I actually felt like I played the game. I said this to you guys. I felt like I played in a collegiate football game after that, after Notre Dame lost. And let's not skip over the fact that if he's short and Ryan Day loses later in the season in Michigan, he's gone. Is he not?
But he didn't. They won.
Fuck him. I think they're going to lose
I
to Michigan. Where is the game?
It's in the big house.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I don't like
Here's-
McCord. I think Ohio State's great, though. I just don't really like McCord. And I hate Ryan Day.
Okay,
Fuck Ryan.
that's fair. Fair. Here's my
That's where
take.
we are. That's where we are. Sorry.
5 minutes to go in that game. Julio and I were fully texting like, "Holy shit, we fucking suck. It's happening again." My brother was in that text conversation, like it's the same fucking thing. Watching that game, it had signs of how Michigan's beat Ohio State, where Notre Dame was getting 6 yards of carry every single run they had, and then the defensive line, the offensive line for Notre Dame, like we were Ohio State. I say we. Wasn't getting any pressure. It was like the same exact recipe, and it was happening in front of our eyes. But it was different. They didn't. It was like kind of that bend don't break. It was happening, but they like stuck with it. JT Tuimoloau made some big plays. I mean,
Huge
horrible play calling by Notre Dame. Notre Dame's coaching staff tweaked in that last,
my
fourth
Also,
quarter. I don't know, the last 5
hot seat
minutes.
Marcus Freeman. That was ridiculous.
I don't think he's on the hot seat. I think he's done a great job there. But I do think this Ohio State team it's learning. I mean, that's the recipe to beat Ohio State. We've seen it, but they're learning how to like battle back a little bit. And you heard Ryan Day screaming about how tough they are. They did get dominated in the trenches. They'll figure it out. I hope. My biggest takeaway here is I think we have a college football playoff with the Georgia Bulldogs, the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Georgia Bulldogs, two of the three, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and then Notre Dame. This is crazy. That's only two conferences. I think if Notre Dame beats USC, which I think they will, the way they dominated Ohio State in the trenches, they'll do that 10 times to USC.
Mm-hmm.
And if they beat Clemson, that's not as good of a win anymore. And they don't have the conference championship game, which hurts them. They just need to join a fucking conference, like join the SEC or Big Ten. You're gonna get just as much money. Like it's happening. I think I think they have a real shot at the playoff, and I think that's those four teams. I think Florida State loses somewhere along the lines. I think Alabama probably loses to Georgia in the SEC championship. They have 2 losses; they're out. I think the Pac-12 beats itself up. And I think that could be a real possibility of the playoff.
I think this Notre Dame team.
I forgot about Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
They always lose one. But I forgot about Texas. Fuck.
Fourth down, kidding. Fuck them.
I think
right.
Notre Dame is a real shot at the playoff. I feel like I had another thing to say, but maybe I'll just say it next week. I can't remember.
Oh, I also love the Ryan Day, Lou Holtz thing. Like, I don't care. It's hilarious. I love
my
that
Twitter.
Enthusiasm.
The Twitter feed was
good
hilarious.
memes.
I won't lie. Great meme content.
It's so funny.
All right, let's move on to the National Football League. Great week. You look at this slate before the weekend, you'd be like, that's not that great of a slate. I thought that slate fucking rocked.
It's a great slate.
This is why we play. I don't know. We're probably running up on time because we don't pay for Zoom. So maybe let's start with the worst game of the week. Since we're all from Chicago, let's get our Bears Chiefs takes out there. I can start with this one.
You start.
I think we might need to start recording this episode on Sundays because Sunday everything I said last week about I have to wait a couple weeks before I give up on the season. Sunday I was giving up on the season. It was over. We're gonna have the top 2 picks. I've come to my senses right now. I've actually gone the opposite way. I'm back on the Bears, which is crazy. No one else. Everything else. I think they're probably live win totals, probably great value. I don't think their roster is that bad. The coaching is atrocious. But that last drive, yeah, they were going up against the Chiefs second string. But Fields tomorrow was electric. They were running Fields finally. Maybe that thick skull of Luke Getsy was like, holy shit, Justin Fields is actually not horrible at football. Let's use his athleticism. Let him just make decisive throws to DJ Moore. Watching any good receiver, Stafford to Puka Nakua, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase, it's literally, I think the game gets so simple when you just game plan, hey, I'm going to get him the ball. DJ Moore, like, we should just throw him a quick slant and get him the ball in his hands. Motion him around, move him around. I'm back on the Bears. I don't know. I'm an idiot. Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison would be sick.
You've talked your way all the way back around.
I got all things going. My brain has no idea what to think of the Bears.
I came to the realization, like, what good team out there doesn't have a good coach? That's kind of what I thought about. And Eberflus he's not a good coach. He might be the worst coach. He might be worse than
worse than Nagy, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know. Taylor Swift being at the game was pretty cool, but it did hurt a lot that Travis Kelce invited her to the game because he's like, all right, I'm gonna score a touchdown against Chicago. We're gonna kill Chicago. He was thinking that.
Yeah.
But good for Mr. Kelce.
Steve, any comments here?
Aside, I'll get into the Bears, but I think this was a huge bounce back game for the Chiefs. Like, let's not forget they weren't looking too good first 2 weeks. I think now they're going to be humming. They're good now. The defense also with Chris Jones is just unbelievable. But I don't see how the Bears win a game. I mean, truly. Even like the defense, Eddie Jackson's hurt, Jalen Johnson's hurt, Trey Edmonds got hurt at the end of the game. The offense is abysmal. I mean, who are we beating? Even the Panthers are scoring 20 points in a game.
Well, the Red Rockets, man.
The Texans look unbelievable.
The Broncos have like the worst defense.
And I think they're going to beat us by 50. I think Sean Payton's going to be like, we got to bounce back. And if there's any team to do it to, it's the fucking Bears.
It's probably true, but it's bigger.
It's bigger than us.
It's bigger than black and white.
The major spin zone. This is where I got real dark places on Sunday after that game. I think, everyone was like, Caleb Williams not going to come to the Bears. I think the Bears, if the season goes the way it's going, the Panthers keep losing, the Bears keep losing. They have 2 great draft picks, potentially the number 1, maybe even another top 4 pick. I think the Bears will have the most options of brilliant offensive minds that want the Bears job, strictly because you're telling an offensive coordinator that's like doing really well, you're getting Caleb Williams and either like one of the best tackles in college football or one of the best receivers / tight ends, Brock Bowers, Marvin Harrison, a left tackle for Caleb Williams, and you get him on a rookie contract. I think offensive coordinators are like big offensive minded guys are going to be lining up for that job.
I don't think that the issue is people or coaches interviewing for Chicago or being open to come to Chicago. It's the fact that the McCaskies are in charge of the hiring process and they can't get it right. When's the last time the Bears had a good head coach? Like, look at
Lovey.
20 years ago.
Yeah, you're right.
So, they need a culture change.
I think that if I was an offensive mind and they had those top draft picks, I'd want to come, but I don't think the Bears would hire them. They can't get it right.
It's a fair
what
point.
They should do is hire Dion. We need a culture change. Let's get prime time.
I don't mind that. I also think if I'm Ryan Poles right now, I'm still high on Ryan Poles. He should just start firing everyone and then blame everyone else. I think that's his best move here.
Poles is the only one I kind of like.
Yeah, he's at least got like a plan, it seems, and he's super. I like his like demeanor. I don't know if that makes sense, but let's move on to some other games. Julio, go off king on your Ravens. Tough loss. I mean, Ski's been all over this one, so I'll let you two go. I don't really have any takes on this one.
It was tough. It was a nice rainy day in Baltimore. The offense kind of just fizzled out. Didn't really couldn't really get the job done. Odell Beckham Jr. didn't play. Rashad Bateman got hurt in like the first quarter. They'll be fine. Refs missed a couple of calls, but can't really blame that. The offense was pretty piss poor. So they'll bounce back, but got to stay healthy. They just cannot stay healthy. It's so annoying.
Like the
Ski go off,
Colts,
tell everyone.
the Colts are an example of like a really well-run organization. And I know they haven't even been that good, but like
What?
there's just dude, they are. I mean, I'd rather have Jim Irsay than the fucking McCaskies.
So
Yeah,
would I.
yeah,
That's not
100%.
saying
They
much. That's not
always
saying
have
much.
they always have like someone. Like they're always like somewhat competitive. Their offensive line, people
For the
forget, is
past
unbelievable.
10 years.
And the defense is unreal. They're good, dude. Colts are good.
I like Shane Steichen.
Yeah, and Shane Steichen. Yeah, Shane Steichen's the real difference. Frank Reich's fucking idiot.
All right, I'm gonna go through a couple of these quick.
Yeah,
Browns,
but
Titans.
I don't
Deshaun
have-
Watson had his best game.
he
Deshaun
looked really
Watson had his
good.
best
That's all I
game.
have.
He looked
Lions
really
beat
good.
the Lions beat the Falcons. Lions looked decent. Falcons looked. I don't know. There wasn't. I don't think there's much takeaway.
I feel like the Falcons kind of fell back to what we expected them to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Desmond
Lions
Ritter's
elevated.
just not the answer.
Not good.
Packers 18, Saints 17. Saints probably win this game if Derek Carr doesn't get hurt. Packers, Jordan Love didn't really impress me. I don't know.
He put it together at the end. You got to give him credit.
He did.
The Saints had a game-winning field goal from like 40 yards. They missed
Yeah.
That's
it.
true.
So
He came up clutch. He
This-
didn't look that great.
This
Jordan
one,
Love.
I think, these next two, maybe the next three, I think we should dive into. Texans 37, Jags 17. CJ Stroud is him.
him. That's literally
Him.
the only point I have to make.
Same.
And Tank Dell. They're both him. They are both him.
Where's CJ Stroud podcast? I mean, I truly think he's way. From the get go, I thought he was better than Bryce Young.
You have been all over that, even as Buckeyes, Julio and I were a little reserved on
Dude,
that take.
he always was more accurate. Maybe Bryce is the better leader, but like CJ Stroud is just so freaking accurate, dude. He puts that thing in so tight.
Literally.
Pause.
Puts it in there tight as fuck.
Pause. But that ass.
Yeah, but he's him. I also love the quote. I don't know who said it on them. We got 10 minutes left.
Reverend Jordan.
That like the best thing that happened to them was winning that last game, so they didn't take Bryce Young and they got CJ Stroud at 2. Like
They
that's
love
a hell of a quote. I love that locker room.
That is a hell of a quote.
Right.
70-20 Dolphins.
Yeah. I took
Mike-
the Dolphins last year to win the Super Bowl as soon as Mike McDaniel was hired. I was a year too early.
People were
Mike
talking about that.
McDaniel is just calling like it's literally alien like plays he's calling. It's fucking insane.
He's deep in his bag.
And they're also just so fast.
They're so
Everyone is so fast.
That was without Jalen Waddle. They put up 70 points. Mike
Yeah.
McDaniels has it figured out right now. I do think they're going to run into like a roadblock at some point and like come back to earth, but they look
Dude,
so
the
they're so fun.
defense is great. I don't really see what the
It's
I don't
just
see-
they started last year hot too.
so
and then
and then Tua got hurt. I think they just gotta stay healthy.
it was a lot to do with Tua, so he's got to stay healthy.
All right, let's hit some real quick. 28-24 Chargers, Vikings. They both tried to lose the game. Chargers somehow finally got a win.
How did the Vikings let up 200 yards receiving to Keenan Allen? And he threw a
No
touchdown. He threw like a
20
40-yard
receptions or some shit.
touchdown. Yeah, he had 18 catches.
Oh.
And Mike Williams is out for the year now. So, I mean, if you're a Chargers fan, I feel bad for you. That's all I got to say. They barely won this.
Yeah.
Abysmal Vikings team. They should have lost.
These two games, absolutely no comment. 15-10 Patriots over the Jets. 37-3 Bills over the Commanders.
Zach Wilson,
Patriots own the Jets. That's all I'll say. Bill owns the
Zach
Jets.
Wilson is terrible.
Yeah, or Bill owns Zach Wilson is what I should say. Also, that Colin Kaepernick essay letter, that was ridiculous.
So ridiculous. The Jets need to get a quarterback simply for the fact that they're in primetime 5 games, and I cannot watch this anymore.
And they're good, dude. Get Garrett Wilson the ball.
It's bad.
Seattle 37 over the Panthers 27. My Super Bowl team is dominating. They're back. They don't look
No,
that
I
good,
actually
but
think
love
they
them.
do look really good. And I saw a clip of Gino like hyping up JSN because JSN didn't. He didn't have a catch in the first half, and he was like, "Yo, keep running routes. I'll find you." Love that. Love that.
But
The one thing I have to say about that clip is he had one catch for 10 yards on like 2 targets the whole game. They're just not throwing him the ball. Like
There's a
I
lot
get like
of guys need to eat though. There.
a lot of mouths
It's
to feed. A
not
lot of
like
mouths to
that.
feed. They'll figure it out.
they'll figure it out. Devin Witherspoon, defensive rookie of the year.
Him.
Yeah, they're
Biggest
DBs,
surprise of the weekend, Cardinals 28, Cowboys 16. I love the Cardinals,
Yeah.
man. They're
Yeah,
getting us
same.
better. They're getting the Bears better draft picks, and they play hard. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, their coach seems like a weirdo at first, but he's got him playing.
I know.
Like, how is that coach better than Eberflus?
Yeah,
It makes me a little angry.
it's actually that made
Good for
me.
them. I'm happy for them. And
I also
are they
like
gonna be
the-
good enough that when Kyler comes back, they're gonna be like trying to win? I don't know.
Yeah.
Are they gonna keep
I
Kyler?
also like the fact that this you would think see the score and you'd be like, oh my god, the Cowboys played so bad. The storyline's more that the Cardinals played really well.
Dude, the Cowboys weren't even playing that bad. I agree.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Also, Josh Dobbs is like good.
He's balling. He's balling.
Like-
He's so likable. Like,
Yeah.
easy guy to root for.
All right, we got 6 minutes left. Steelers 23, Raiders 18. Mike McDaniel, or not Mike McDaniel. Is it Mike
Mike
McDaniel?
McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels.
Josh Sorry. I knew I was wrong on that. That was a crazy decision not to go get 8 when you're down 8.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
didn't
some of
even
us
think
had
that-
Raiders money line. That was ridiculous.
I didn't even think that was a hard decision. It wasn't even like a 50-50.
No.
It was very obvious that you should just go for the touchdown.
And your defense has been terrible. They couldn't stop Kenny Pickett all game, and you're gonna put the game in their hands? What the fuck?
Insane.
It's nuts. The Steelers will always just be a frisky playoff team.
They're never gonna not win 7-8 games. It's actually Mike Tomlin's just so dumb.
It's just what he does.
Yeah.
TJ Watt is just different too. He's
Yeah,
just
Snaps
different.
for him. Snaps for him. Big time.
Big time performance.
Eagles 25, Buccaneers 11. Eagles are still good at football, and the tush push is still unstoppable.
I mean, their offensive line is so good. Like the pictures of DeAndre Swift running through just the biggest holes ever is insane.
Pause. But yeah.
Pause.
Dude, yeah, their running game, I think week 1 it wasn't really there, but they're back in full stride. They're gonna have 200 rushing yards every game. It's pretty insane.
Scary.
Last game of the week, 19-16 Bengals over Rams.
This first half was atrocious,
Horrible.
but it picked up in the second half. Jamar's back. I think I don't want to say the Bengals are back, but that was a big win.
I agree.
They needed to win that game. I'm
Yeah.
still like Burrow does not look healthy still.
Yeah.
I'd be concerned if I was a Bengals fan, but they needed to win that game. So
It was a
Yeah,
big
the thing
one.
is, I'm still pretty high on the Rams. I think you get Cooper Kupp back. I think Stafford looks pretty good. Their O line gets healthy again.
I'm very
their
high
O
on
line's
them.
always brutal, but I think they look really good.
yeah, McVay can. It doesn't matter who he has; they're gonna light it up somehow.
Again, to your point, you just need a coach. I mean,
It's all about the coach at the end of the day.
dude, Brock Purdy looks. I mean, I think Purdy's good, but still, he looks like a top 5 quarterback with Shannon.
Exactly. Like you don't even have to know if he's good or not, and he looks good. They're winning.
Oh, my last takeaway from this game is I watched the first half, and I have Joe Burrow in my high school friend fantasy league. I sent a trade request for Justin Fields, and it accepted. So we're swapping Justin Fields for Joe Burrow. I don't know if I'm getting trade raped or doing the trade raping. Pardon the R word. I know that can be triggering, but it's a league reference. If either of them figure it out, you can thank me because I changed the whole thing. I changed the scenery they were at, and I do think there's a chance Joe Burrow is going to start throwing for like 400 yards a game again, or there's a chance Justin Fields figures out and just like the best fantasy quarterback ever. But there's also a chance Justin Fields isn't even starting. So I don't know if I won that trade or not, but I love that I have JF Warm now. Maybe that's why I'm back on the Bears.
That is probably why you are back. I don't think Justin Fields would get benched. Like I don't see why he would get benched. I don't know how that trade's going to work out for you. But
At first glance, I don't think that trade was that great for you. At
I
first
love it,
glance.
though.
At first
love
glance. It's a
I'm
gamble.
live. Yeah. You never know. You got to risk it. Let's get the
For
biscuit.
the biscuit.
Look at that. I think we touched every game except for the Thursday night game, and the 49ers beat the Giants.
49ers. are good.
49ers, Dolphins, Super Bowl.
All right, chill.
It's not
But
even a hot
possibly.
take.
No, it's not at all. But the Seahawks are winning it, so chill.
Seahawks.
All right, that's a wrap. We got 2 minutes left. Who's got some flaming hot takes they want to get off? Ski?
I already got my Arizona taken. I really wanted to plug Arizona State. This Kenny Dillingham guy, he's actually like, he was like in the QB room at like Bama. Then he was at like Ole Miss. Like, this guy's crazy experience, and he's like 33. And he was calling insane plays against USC. I'm plugging it Arizona State again. It's crazy, but he's gonna go to the NFL soon. He's the next like Shanahan. You heard it here first.
Deep cut. Love it. I did have another. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about Washington. Washington, I think they're the best.
yeah.
Penix, snaps for Penix, snaps for the future Heisman winner.
Their wide receivers are like actually insane. They have like 3 legit wide receivers.
Oduze is
Romeo
Odense is
and then Jalen Polk. He's also insane. I think they have another one. But Penix is fucking playing out of his what mind.
Yeah, we don't use the God word in here, so
The Oklahoma City Thunder announcer talking about.
That's where you were going.
I knew exactly where he was going.
It's a deep cut. All right, I don't have any crazy takes to get off here other than smash the like button, subscribe, listen.
Like and subscribe.
Follow Instagram,
comment.
Twitter,
Plug
TikTok,
the comments. Let us know.
Instagram's almost at 100 followers. Look out.
Wow. What's the giveaway?
83 and climbing.
What's the giveaway at 100?
Giveaway tickets to the Bears game, and the winner will be me.
Are you going to?
No, I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, the winner's going to be you if we hit it over.
No,
We're giving away Bears tickets.
Tickets to the Bears Rock